Right, I'm here on a holiday with my wife and my youngest, and at the same time I'm going to try and catch a bass on the beautiful island of Herm! Right, good morning everyone. It's my first day in Herm, so I thought I'd get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to come fishing. So I'm just going to the north end of Shell Beach where I've had some bass before. I'm not sure, it's not the best of tides. It's about 2 metre, so it's like yeah, it's a sort of coming onto a neap tide. So, but it's going to be low water in about 10 minutes. So yeah, I'm going to give it a little while. The sun hasn't come up yet, so might stand a chance. There's a channel here where the tide rips through, and you can see all the tide spoiling out there. It's going in that direction. So the theory is, in my theory, is that the bass will be waiting this side for anything that passes through. So what I'm going to try, there's a few boulders just in front of me here, so I'm going to try the fish black minnow again, just to avoid getting snagged. I don't want to lose any of my decent lures straight away. So yeah, let's give it a go. Yeah, it's first cast. What a beauty. Don't know what it is. Looks like a bass, actually. Not a particularly big one. An understatement. It's a nice little schoolie bass. Can't grumble, first cast. So let's get him unhooked and put him back. Nicely hooked right in the mouth, so right in the lip. Okay. It's messed up my lure. There we go. What a beauty! Straight away. Only a tiny little bass, but let me give you a bit of a better show. Now keep still, buddy. Spiny little critter. So as you can see, he's a tiny little bass, but he's a bass, so I'm blanked. So that's great. So I'm at the east coast now, sweating like a pig, walking across that sand. It's a long way actually. As you can see, it's a bit light now. So I'm going to give it a couple of chucks here actually with a surface lure. but you can see it looks very bassy. I think because very bouldery. Looks good. As you can see, the sun's well and truly up now, so I'm going to go back to the cottage and have some breakfast. The wind's blowing from the west, so I couldn't do the west side of the island, so I thought I'd try a nice easy mark. So I've just come to Belvoir, and because it's raining, it's about the slipperiest mark ever, so I'm having to really watch my step. So anyway, I'm not that confident that I'm going to get anything, although it does look quite good with the tide down here. So I'm just gonna, it's deep enough for me to use like a diving lure now, so I'm gonna give that a shot. Let's hope I catch first cast again. Yes, I'm in straight away. Right, hopefully you saw that. First cast again, nice little schoolie bass again, a little bit bigger than yesterday's. Right, let's get him unhooked. That worked well. He attacked it first, I had a first bite, and then, yeah, and then he really went for it. So, well, let's hope they're all down here. Gonna get a few more. That's a beauty. Right, there we go. I'll put him back, see if I can catch his mummy. Just thought I'd show you the rocks I'm fishing off of here. This is footage done by my drone. So these are the rocks north of Belvoir that I'm fishing from, and you can see Belvoir Bay in the background. And where that bird's flying over there, you can see it's mainly sand you're casting over. But as it pans around, you'll see in the channel there is some weed bed sitting in the tide there. And that must be where the bass are sitting there waiting to ambush. And a bit further out, you've got the reef, which I'm casting towards, and I'm almost getting there. So you've got the weed around that reef as well. that on. I don't think it's a what's it is? Took off all over the place. He's not big. He's bigger than the last one. Only just. Right, they're getting ever so slightly bigger. I don't know how big that is. I've got a tape measure actually. I'll measure it. But it's no more than sort of, I don't know, £1.5 I suppose, maybe. They hook them really well, these fish lures. Much easier to get out of than a treble hook. Let's have a look, see if I've got my tape measure. Let's just see how big he is. He's only tiny, about 35 centimetres. But still, it's another bass. So I've got two now. Right, come here little buddy, don't. And there we go. Bass number 2. See if I can get some more. Rain's quite this one. Pumping. Long way in. It's even bigger. Yeah. Bass number 3. What a beauty. I think this one's it. Well, it's not far off the same size, I'd say. Let's have a look. Right in the lip. Yeah, I hooked it right out by the reef there, so it was a long reel in. Alright, let me get the pliers. I find it always handy to take a pair of pliers because sometimes they can be, their lips are so rubbery. It can be a bit tricky sometimes. I just, especially if you've got the treble hooks, they're a nightmare. So with a pair of pliers, nice and easy. Okay, so this one, let's have a look. It is 39 centimetres. So they are getting a little bit bigger. Okay, buddy. Let's see if we can catch any more of your mates. There we go. Bass number 3. Beautiful looking fish, these, eh? Look at the spine on the top. You don't want to get caught with that. Ah, there's a curlew. Beautiful over here. Right, I'm going to call it a day. It's been a great morning, 3 bass. So I'm going to try somewhere else. I'm going to see if I can try a different spot each day, because as you can see, there's little schoolie bass everywhere around this island. I'm just on the north side of Belvoir at the moment, which is, you can see, there's a channel which runs through here from Shell Beach, and all the tide collects here, so it's a good spot. I'm going to try over there by Cacarabare at some point, because yeah, it looks really nice and bouldery, and lots of tide around there as well. So but yeah, I would say it's a beautiful morning, but it's a bit dreary, but I don't care because I'm fishing. So there we go. See you at the next mark. Well, I decided to come back down the same mark as yesterday because the wind's just in the wrong direction for anywhere else. I'm with my mate Richard, so hopefully we'll catch something this morning. It's a bit too dark, but I'll turn the light on if we catch something. Right, so it's a little bit lighter now. We've blanked. I'm blaming Richard. But yeah, it's a different state of tide than it was yesterday, so hopefully they'll turn up soon. So I'm going to try the Savage Gear Surf Seeker, which I should be able to. How many grams is that? 35 grams. So I should be able to wang that out quite a way. Oh, I better take the plastic bits off the hooks. That'll be handy. Bet you some people have done that before. I said I'd be happy with a little bass. Well, that is a little bass. Well, I haven't blanked, but he's not very big, look. Tiny little thing. Give you a better show. Look, tiny little bass, but it's still a bass. Richard into a bass. I'd given up fishing. Looks like he's taken the eel right down. He's only a little bit bigger than my fish, Rich. Nice. Well, they're still about then. I might carry on fishing. A beauty. Happy with that. I'm pleased.
Yes.
I thought we were going to. So what's that on a skerry?
Yeah.
That took you by surprise, eh? A beauty. Put him back. Right, well, I'm going to call it a day. So Richard had one at the end then. We carried on fishing for a little bit more, but nothing. So I think definitely we will try somewhere new tomorrow. The tides are getting smaller every day, so it's not I don't know if that's not going to be great, or if we'll still catch bass with the small tides, but we'll soon find out. So yeah, I'm going to see if I think tomorrow we're going to go across the Cacarabare over there. So right, so we're down at Cacarabare. We've never really fished here before, not from the shore anyway. We fished off the island before, and we're not sure how shallow it is here, but you've got a channel that runs through here, which you can see isn't cut off yet. Yeah, I'm gonna probably try with some surface lures, because I've never actually caught on a surface lure, and I really would like to catch one. I lose faith after about 5 casts, so it's probably my fault. But yeah, I'm going to give it a go to start with. I'm probably not going to be able to film to start with, because you're only going to be able to see anything if I put the light on anyway, so I'll set it up, and then if we catch anything I'll turn the light on. We've moved around a bit. I'm losing faith in my surface lure very quickly, so I might change on to something else soon. But yeah, I'm good. Right, check out how beautiful this morning is. I've given up on the surface lures far too quickly. I'm going to wait. If there are lots of bass around, I'll probably try again, but I'm going back to the old trusty black minnow. So, and you can probably see I've got a different rod today. I did wreck the end of my rod eye, my rod tip eye yesterday. And actually I went back to Guernsey, got it fixed, but I picked this one up at the same time, and I'm just going to see if this is going to help me get a bit of a better action, because it's not quite as bendy. It's a bit longer. It's a 10-foot rod, so give it a go. But it looks quite good here, so we shall see. Also got a crazy sand eel. It was quite expensive actually, but it looks quite cool. I'm going to give it a go. I think they were like about 14 quid for 2. Don't tell my wife. Yeah, but it looks very realistic, so we'll give it a go. See what it's like. Little bass. Another bass. Really strange, that one. Didn't feel like it was on half the time. It must have been swimming in. It's lip hooked as well, which is handy. Stay still, little buddy. What do you know? The crazy sand eel works. Okay, he's only a little one, but he's still a bass. It's about the same size as the one I had yesterday. So yeah, let's hope there's some bigger ones there. Right, we're going to call it a day for this morning. It was not the best morning's fishing, but I didn't blank. Richard managed to blank. But yeah, the tide is getting a lot smaller, although there's a big rip of tide out there where we were fishing. So we're going to try a different location tomorrow. It's very tempting to go back where we know there's bass, but then again the tides are smaller, so they might not appear. So yeah, tomorrow we're probably going to try the west coast if the wind's okay. Thought I'd show you where we're fishing at Kakara Bay. You see Kakara Bay is the island on the left there, and it's a different state of tide from this footage. It was a much lower when we fished, but you can see the ground there. It's particularly to the north. You can see this is what the ground we were fishing over where I caught the bass. It's very tidal, and it's got a lot of boulders and. Move round to the west coast of the island. Well, the northwest coast. We're at a place called Oyster Point. Tide's not great, but there seems to be enough depth here to fish, so I'm going to give that a go. Like, there's a reef there, and then I think there must be a channel, and because it's quite deep just there, but I don't want to just dink it like 10 yards. But I might just do that. Yeah, that's straight onto the reef. So it's literally just a tiny little channel there. Is this a fish? No. I thought it was a fish for a minute. Yeah, I've lost it, I reckon. Oh no, it is a fish. No, it isn't. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a fish. I reckon it's a rocky. Yeah, it's a rocky. It must have gone down into a hole. Oh, it's a beautiful rocky. There we go, look. These super sand eels even catch rockies, but yeah, it's a nice looking fish. Alright, get you unhooked, buddy. Check out the colours on that rocky. It's like got oranges and greens and blues. They come in all sorts of colours, these. Luckily he's lip hooked because they're a nightmare to get out if they're not. There we go. Right, buddy. Look, they're just down there. Right, so back from my week in Herm. What an amazing holiday. So relaxing. It's only a 20-minute ride on the boat, but as soon as you step off that boat, you feel instantly relaxed. And yeah, there's no cars on Herm at all. It's a complete break from normality. It means you have to walk everywhere, which is pretty exhausting, but I can assure you it did me no harm. Yeah, so we had a number of bass. You know, they're all small bass. I actually got I was measuring from the wrong point on my tape, so you can add a couple of centimetres onto the measurements I gave you, but I mean that just means that the biggest one was 41 centimetres, which is no bigger than a couple of pound at the most. So, but then I had that nice colourful bass and the colourful ballon wrasse at Oyster Point, which was nice to see. But no bass up there. We did try one more night up there. The following night, I haven't bothered putting any footage on because we didn't catch anything. But it looks so good up there. So like tide screaming through. Really good ground for bass, but no joy. We did see a seal at one point, so maybe I'm blaming it on that. But yeah, and then at the end on the boat, we saw dolphins to finish off the holiday in perfect style. So yeah, so there you go. I'll be going back there on holiday next year, so I'll see if I can focus on getting some bigger bass next time. But there you go. So yeah, so if you like the video, please click on the like button and feel free to subscribe to my channel.